That's one of the things that I was concerned about. So I'm Heather Hedges. I have a daughter who graduated from Estancia. I have a son who asked not to be named, but he currently attends Estancia High School. Everyone knows who it is. We always have an exchange student or two in the school. So this year, my son had a very rough year in math. And I got feedback from him. I got feedback from a lot of students. Why did I get feedback from a lot of students? I'm not a teacher. I'm not a substitute. Just a parent. I got that feedback because groups of students were coming to my house in the evening so that they could be taught what their math teacher refused to teach them during the day. My house. Like, not on the payroll. But they came to my house because they weren't getting that, because their teacher literally would sit down and say, I'm not teaching anymore because you're talking. So poor classroom management skills were going on, which resulted in students not getting the education they needed. So they come to my house to get help. That was in the math classes. I talked to some graduates of Estancia, not my daughter. My daughter only had Mrs. Silva, who is amazing. And they said, yes, when I went to college, I had to take remedial classes because Estancia did not prepare me in the area of math to succeed in college. Math is one of the most important things that we can give our children. It's a lifelong predictor of success. And yet, I have kids coming over because their teacher at Estancia High School refused to teach them. So I said, you know what, I can sit here and I can complain and I can go online and I can bash, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to make a change. So I emailed Mrs. Silva, because she's awesome and we love her, and I said, hey, what can I do to help? What can parents do to help? What resources do you need? What would you like me to go to the school board and ask for on your behalf? She said, I would be happy to meet with you. She met with the other math department teachers. She then sat down with me, and it was wonderful. And the things that they asked for were volunteers. We'd like parents to come in during advisory, do pull-out time math games to build this foundational math skill. We would like to see a tutoring program. I would love to see a tutoring program in Estancia. One that can happen after school, but can also happen at a time when student athletes can take part in it. Athletes have practices that go pretty late. We need one that goes late enough that they can be a part of it. That would be awesome. That requires volunteers. I said, okay, not a problem. I go to the office to volunteer, and I find out that I have to pay $40. I have to drive over 40 miles in order to bring my application back, go get my fingerprints, bring everything. That's fine for me. It's not fine for everybody. Gas is over $4 a gallon right now. Not everybody can afford to pay $40 to give their time to the school and to the kids, and to drive back and forth to get their fingerprints done. And this was just accepted practice. So I think that's something that needs to be looked at. To me, that's something that's discriminatory, and it is almost like you're trying to make a barrier so that parents can't be involved. So the community members are not volunteering. Because I'm going to give my time, and you're going to tell me I have to pay and drive and drive and drive and pay. Seems like that's not the most welcoming thing to people who might be willing to give their time and to help build these kids up. So I would like to see that addressed. Make it so that it's actually easy to come in and volunteer. Yes, we need background checks. Yes, you have to keep our kids safe, but we need to do it in a way that still welcomes volunteers. Welcome your community into your school. This is our community's school. Why is it so hard to come help? So that's something that I feel definitely needs to be looked at, definitely